Hello everybody, it's me, Tom McAllister or something, at least I think it is. Anyways, today we are looking at how to play the Spirit, who is one of my favorite killers in the game. We're going to go ahead and take a look at her now. Bada bing, here she is. This is the build that we're going to be working with in today's video as well, just so everyone's aware. Now, to start off with the Spirit, first things first, am I out of Survivor puddings? I am. I must have used them all to make this video. Excuse me. When you start off with Spirit, you're going to get 3 perks. You're going to get Spirit Fury, Haunted Ground, and Rancor. Spirit Fury, which essentially after breaking 4 pallets, the next pallet that you are stunned by will break instantaneously. Haunted Ground. These are 2 Hex Totems that look like any other Hex Totem on the map. But when survivors cleanse them, and they can only cleanse them once, when they cleanse them, they suffer from the exposed status effect for 40 seconds. I think that actually goes up to 60 at its 3rd tier. And then finally we have Rancor, which this is an Obsession perk. Whenever a generator is finished, the Obsession sees your aura for 5 seconds. Each time a generator is completed, all survivors' locations are revealed to you for 3. Once all generators are completed, the Obsession will suffer from the exposed status effect, similar to how they would in the Haunted Ground. But you can also kill, aka Mori, the Obsession as well, without having to run a Mori. So that's her perks. Out of those 3, I really think Haunted Ground is probably going to be your best bet for the most part, unless you run like Enduring with Spirit Fury. I will admit Spirit Fury catches people off guard a lot, but Haunted Ground, people just are rarely expecting it, especially if you run it with some other Hex perk like Ruin, or, you know, something that they're going to want to cleanse. And you can run it with Undying too and use Haunted Ground twice, so there's that. Anyways, so this is the Spirit. How does she work? What does she do? What's her power? Her power is Yamaoka's Haunting, which essentially allows her to do this thing called phasing, where she will appear very intermittently to the survivors as she moves around. She moves faster during her phase as well, because keep in mind this is a killer that runs at 4-4. Which I think Hag, Huntress, Deathslinger, and I believe Trickster all run at 4-4 as well. So she's slower than the average killer. You have to keep that in mind. But Yamaoka's Haunting allows her to move fast and allows her to clear a lot of ground. You can also use Yamaoka's Haunting to fake people out as well whenever you're in like a tight spot, essentially. Yeah, that's kind of her power. It's more something you have to see in practice than have someone talk about. There is a audible cue that lets them know like how close you are to them, and survivors can use that to try to counter you. Survivors will also usually double back whenever the Spirit starts their phasing. As for our add-ons, we're running the Dirty Uwabaki and the Bloody Hair Brooch. Is it Brooch or Brooch? Who knows? Anyways, considerably increases Yamaoka's Haunting activation charge speed and considerably increases Yamaoka's Haunting movement speed. And then on top of that, we are running Save the Best for Last, which each time I hit a survivor who is not my Obsession, I gain a token that gives me a 5% stackable. That makes my whenever I hit them with my M1, it gives the cooldown less time basically. It makes it faster. Then we have Pop Goes the Weasel, which every time a survivor is hooked, I have Pop Goes the Weasel for 45 seconds. So if I damage a gen within the next 45 seconds, they're going to lose 25% of the progress on that gen, which is extremely damaging in game. Next we have Agi. I move 18% faster while carrying survivors, which doesn't sound like a lot necessarily, but once you see it in action, you're going to realize that it's pretty worthwhile on her. Since she does move slower at base, agitation makes her move much faster when she's carrying a survivor. So then we have finally Barbecue and Chili, which is just kind of a mainstay in most killer builds. It's for aura reading. This will give me an idea of where I need to phase whenever it's time for me to phase. So yeah, that's pretty much it. And then as for my offering, I've been running Survivor Pudding because I want to stack up on blood points. But yeah, so now we are going to look at some gameplay. of the Spirit in action, and I'm going to give you my thoughts on what I think about the Spirit in action. So, thank you so much. Remember, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like and subscribe, and I will see you in just a second over at the video. Thank you so much. Alright, and welcome right back. So we're going to take a look at two games here. One of which is going to take place on the Rotten Fields map. And then the second is going to take place on, I think, the Silent Hill map, which is just a map that I end up getting a lot, honestly. I'm not even trying to get it anymore. I was trying to get it for a Bubba video a while ago. We're going to kick forward a little bit. Get to where the game started, my god. Alright, so here we are. We're on Rotten Fields, Cold Wind Farm. Right off the bat, you're going to see me phase here. So I can hear a gen being done right there. I don't think I find anyone here. They may have ran away when they heard the phasing, which is kind of a fair assumption. Survivors don't tend to stick around when they hear that. So we're going to go ahead and hit that. And we're going to phase to our next location. Now, I think we hear a gen much more closer. Yeah, has much more work on it than the previous one. We hit him there. Okay, this Dwight is actually significantly good. He dead hards right there, which was very wise on his part, but we almost mind gamed him right there alone. Something you can do is you can simply keep your beam looking one way so that they think you're going that way still, and then just go the other. Okay, so he makes the mistake of slow vaulting that. He should have tried to dodge around the other side of the pallet there. He would have made it, I think. Anyways, we got him. And he's hooked. Now, unfortunately, that is our obsession, so we didn't get a single save the best for last stack right there. I start to go for that, and then I realize, oh shit, I should use my pop. They're probably about to finish a gen. So I use it. You can see pop does a huge amount of damage to that gen. I already know someone's heading this way. There's Yoon Jin. We hit her. As you can see, now we're getting save the best for last stacks. We're going to leave him alone, simply because we want to go after her. Okay, we're going to use our phase here. See if we can mind game a little bit. We're trying to follow our trail here. Okay, now we're at an L wall, which is unfortunate. L walls are tough. And very, very easy to get looped around. I try to mind game her here. She ain't falling for it. However, she leaves here. I've got my phase back now. And now we're going to phase here. And that's what you use your phase for. The phase scared her off. And I'm able to hear her when I'm phasing. So I'm following the sound of that. I knew she was to my right. And I know that when I'm coming out of the phase, I have this sort of... I still keep the same speed, so I'm able to go for a hit very fast while going for her. Alright, so now we take a look around here. I think I saw the aura of someone working there. I may have been mistaken. We'll find out when I get there. I'm like halfway between these two, trying to figure out which one I want to go to. Oh, I did hear someone working here. Okay, so we're gonna pop this gen. Oh, but then we see Dwight. We want to leave him simply because we want to save the best for last stacks. I think we might actually go for him here. No, we turn away. Okay. Looking around, we're hoping to get whoever's healing this Yoon Jin over here. And then it turns out they decided to have a whole little group congregation here. So I don't want to hit her just yet. I'm going to go ahead and hit this ace right here. Dude, I don't know what mistake he makes here. I don't know if he thought he had balance landing or what happened. But he takes quite a while getting down there. So we're going to chase him. I almost think he has dead heart, so I almost want to leave him alone here. He doesn't go for the window, which perplexes me to this very day, but we're going to go ahead and down him here. Bam. Oh. What happened? Hello? Alright. So then we pick up the ace. We're going to go straight for this hook right here. As you can see, the agitation tier 3 is paying off. Look at the speed at which I'm able to get to this hook. Agitation, people think that you run agi just so that survivors don't wiggle free, but no, it actually just saves you a lot of time. Okay, we see her. She does not stop to I don't know what her deal is. They finish the gen. We go ahead and get another stack to save the best for last on her, so that our... Okay, we're gonna try to mind game the hell out of her here. Let's see if we can. We do. So see, that was the mind game right there. So she's sort of outplaying me here because I'm not mind gaming well enough, but I mind gamed to where I just shine my red light around this corner and then I duck back. So she thought I was behind her. And you can see it in her character model right there. You'll see before I hit her, she's looking back. So look at her right here. She's looking behind herself. But she got outplayed. So agitation, once again, just saving me a shitload of time. The other great thing about pop is it doesn't have a cooldown, so as long as you're hooking people, you're getting pop. Boop, boop. So that's just really nice. I can hear someone running by me right there. It's a Dwight. And I remember he had Dead Heart earlier, so I have to plan for that. Although I'm going to leave him simply because I do not wish to lose my save the best for last stacks. So I'm gonna go ahead and go after this Bill here instead. I'm not sure what ends up happening here, but I remember the Bill ends up screwing over the Yoon Jin, I believe. Because I'm about to get him here. He Dead Hards. I see the Yoon Jin right there. He drops the pallet. The Yoon Jin's gonna mind game me over the pallet. She Dead Hards. Everyone has Dead Hard apparently. I guess, yeah, she doesn't go for the pallet here for some fucking reason, which results in an easy down for me. So then I go ahead and break this pallet because this is a fucking great pallet on this map. I want to say it's almost better than the Shack pallet, honestly, because killers are pretty immediately break the Shack pallet, but like you saw right there, I kind of tried to play my way around that one, which was foolish. Alright, so now they're down to 2 gens. The Bill's injured, the Ace is second tiered, the Dwight's second tiered, Bill hasn't been hooked yet. Okay, we heard that. Okay, so since the Dwight's here, I'm gonna waste my time a little bit. So I'm faking, once again, I'm showing my red light to the doorway, acting like I'm going that way. They buy it, and he jumps through this window, and what a beautiful frame. That's a thumbnail. Can I screen cap that somehow? Let me see. Hold on. Let me try to screen cap that. I'll figure it out later. That's a great screen cap, though. I'll probably screen cap it in the editing software. That's a great screen cap. Anyways, so he goes down. We're gonna pick him up. I've never seen these cosmetics on Dwight before, by the way. Not even the fedora, honestly. You would think you would see that a lot more. So because we have Agi, we know that we can get him around to the third hook here. Or to the love hook, I mean. And now, because we are in the position of 2 gens, I'm gonna use pop on this gen right here. We're gonna hang around this basement area. Simply because I didn't see anyone with my BBQ. Once again. We're gonna feign like we're phasing away. We see scratch marks here, so we know that someone has showed up around here. We just don't know where they are yet. So since we know someone's here, we're gonna hang out. We're gonna hopefully tunnel this Dwight. We're gonna check back down there. I believe we see the Ace on the other side, and we get baited out by that. So I try using my phase, just the noise here, to kind of bait them into coming in. Nothing's working on these guys right now. I think I see the Ace right here, which honestly, I don't know if I would have seen him if he had just doubled back instead of going for it. Alright, so then we double back inside here. I believe the Bill, the Bill has gone down by this point. Gone down to get the Dwight. So we're gonna smack the Bill. And then the Dwight, you know, obviously he's got borrowed time. But then he makes the mistake of opting to hang around here, and I can hear him hanging around here too. Yeah, so I know he's still here. I'm gonna phase. I'm gonna try to get a hit on him. Bam. I assume he has decisive, but he does not. So we simply get the kill here. Easy wins. So we get rid of our obsession, unfortunately. Get the ace right here. We could hear him before we even got to the gen, but we knew he was on it. We're going to go ahead and use pop on this gen. We're going to pick up this ace. And we're going to throw him on the hook. Once again, thanks to Agi. And we turn around with our barbecue, and bam, we see the Bills over there. We're going to start phasing that way. Bill has no time to cross the map without running into us at this point, especially in this direction, so we know he's here. We can hear him. He's going to... He mistakenly slow vaults that. It goes down. And oddly enough, the hatch actually spawns right here. I think he may have known that, and he was just trying to hang around for hatch. So anyway, so then we throw him up on there. He gets fucked. We close hatch. We should have used our pop on the gen over there before we close hatch, but it's fine. And so that's that match in the books. So that was a match where we got to see our build in effect. We got to see the Spirit get to use a lot of her power pretty well. And going into the next match, we are going to see probably none of that for the rest of the match for them. So we start on the Silent Hill map. You know, this is one of my favorite maps to play on. Bam, like I always say, instantly breaking this wall. Yeah, so we're moving around. We're searching this map, honestly, and somehow, I guess I just didn't check that gen or something. They end up getting it. We're gonna fast forward a little bit because this is just a whole lot of me searching around for nothing for a while. Alright. So, I can hear this gen being worked on. Hit the Fang. She makes the mistake of hanging by this pallet for too long. See the indecision right there? I'm already going for you. If you're gonna go for the pallet, you gotta go for the pallet. And most killers aren't gonna just wait around you because you have a pallet. Okay, so then we walk in here. There's two of them on this gen in here. The Zarina and the Kate are on this gen right here, right? They're gonna try to body block me. Remember, I've got Agi. So the David tries to jump in here last. He misses. We hit the David. Okay, so a lot of people have shown up for some reason. A lot of people. I know that David went into the room right here, so I'm gonna try to go for him. We get him down. I immediately know, okay, I can hear them, right? And that gen finishes. I can hear that people are around me, so I'm gonna phase back up. I'm leaving the David alone for the moment because I see the opportunity here. You can't just assume that because I'm, you know, a killer or whatever, that I'm just gonna leave you alone by default, you know? Zarina goes out. I think the Kate pulls. Yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and hit the Kate, get her down, pick you up. I think she goes in there and helps the David up. Yeah. So I let her go. This David doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. He seems brand new to the game. So once again, I know that someone's here too. So I have no reason. Okay. I have no reason. Knock her down. I'm gonna go down here. I'm gonna give them the chance. I'm gonna pick up this Zarina. I'm gonna put her on the hook right here. And then I'm going back to that fucking hook because the Fang's injured, the David's down. They're in a very tough spot here. I have no reason not to hang around this place because I know you're not going to be working. Okay. So the Fang, now I know that the Fang doesn't have decisive. And she didn't have borrowed time either, apparently. So I'm going to fake here. She drops it. Okay. And this is pretty much the end of the match here. I mean, I pick him up and I put him on the hook, but not much else happens here. So we're going to leave the Kate alone because she could have decisive at this point. I don't want to test it. So we're going to go downstairs. We're going to have a look-see around. Looking for the David. There he is. Pick up the David. We're going to carry him out to the courtyard here, I believe, yeah. Yeah, this is just a bad match. You get to see some of what to do when you're playing Spirit, but for the most part, this is just kind of general sense playing killer. Like, there's no reason why you should A, have everyone try to body block a hook, and then B, when you're all injured, continue to hang around this hook, and then C, you need to realize it's gens before friends, usually. That Fang was first here. There was no reason for them to all to try to save her. She was gonna get hooked. That's fine. You guys already had a gen done. You had another gen that you were about to finish. There was no reason to try to stop me from hooking her. Like, yeah, I don't understand this match. I don't understand how they played the way they did, anything like that. Yeah, so that's my example of Spirit games. That one wasn't very good, but you know, I'm gonna I don't know what to say here. Anyways, next part of this video, we're going to be going into builds and stuff, so look forward to that. And then, yeah, I don't know what these people were doing. Alright, so we're back at this screen again, and here's where we're going to talk builds. Okay, so what kind of build should you run on the Spirit? Well, the great thing about the Spirit is that she's kind of universal. You can kind of run anything on the Spirit and not really be hurt by it. You know, obviously with Doctor, you want to run stuff that plays into your tear radius, you know, but with the Spirit, she's more of like a chase down and hit kind of killer, so I can imagine like running Surge on her would be fun. This build that I have here has worked really well for me. You can run Hex builds on her too, and it'll work. You saw in my Devour Hope video, we ran a sort of Hex build on her in that video. So you can, that's what's fun about the Spirit, is you can kind of do whatever you want. Here I'm just playing into the fact that I'm going to be chasing people and hooking people a lot. So I'm running Save the Best for last so that I can make sure that my melee returns to me quicker than it usually would. Agitation allows me to waste less time with hooking people. Pop Goes the Weasel allows me, when I do hook someone, to do big amounts of damage to their gens, right? And then BBQ and Chili is just kind of a universally good perk. There's not really a killer that you would suffer for having ran Barbecue and Chili on. Now, tip-wise, the main thing, Spirit was my first killer, right? So, she's kind of essentially what I base all of my other experience with killers on. I know that I'm going to have to mind game a lot. Spirit's really good for mind games. You know, she's got the speed. She's got pretty much everything you need in order to deal with what survivors can throw at you. And when I say she has the speed, I'm obviously referring to her phasing ability. Now, where do I recommend her in terms of, like, you know, choosing to play a killer? She is kind of tough. I'm not going to lie to you here. She is kind of tough. She definitely has a learning curve to her. I think that once you get her phasing ability down, she's going to be pretty easy for you to use. The main thing is that I don't think that she's a killer you should start out with, because you're going to scarcely find another killer like her, except for maybe the Nurse. And even then, the Nurse is more powerful than she is. I don't think that Spirit should be like your starting killer. I think you should start with someone else and then maybe move to Spirit and be like, oh, okay, this is kind of, you know, whatever. So that's sort of my advice with Spirit. You can kind of run whatever you want on her, but I would more gear yourself towards like chase and gen control with her for the most part. I want to get Surge on her. I think Surge would be a really good perk on her, but that's just sort of the direction I'm going with her. So, yeah, you know, if you have any questions about Spirit or anything else relating to this video or DBD in general, just feel free to drop it in the comment section below. And as always, I'm Tyler, supposedly, and I will see you in the next video. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye.